Good after morning whilst it's still morning. What is this? What is this? For the first time in about 1 million years, both of us are on the show and we have gone live before 11 a.m., which that's not meant to be a mean feat for a show that goes live at 10 a.m., but that's just the way it is. Welcome into twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads. My name is Graham D. And yeah, I know what you're thinking. Is that an insert coin shirt? It is. But that's not just it, because I am joined by the man that we call Bibby. And Bibby, is that an insert coin long sleeve T-shirt that you're wearing?
It is, Graham. It is. It's perfect for a day like this in Manchester, right? I wish it was this weather in Manchester all the time. It's a crisp 14 degrees, so it's really nice when you're in the sun. But you need a long sleeve shirt when you're in the when a little bit of shade, Graham. Like I'm in this room, there's no sun coming through. Despite what my webcam looks like at this moment in time, I do need a better camera because this is just being ginger and super pale does nothing for my complexion when there's a little bit too much light coming through the window. But it's a beautiful day here in Manchester, and it's a little bit chilly. Throw on the long sleeve top, Graham.
Nice. Do you know what? If you wanted to pick up that long sleeve top that Bibby is wearing, you could just type ! Insert coin in the chat like Tito already has. He's the mod of dreams. And you can see there's a link there through to the official Insert Coin Twitch account where we will be live later on today, which is why we kicked off the show talking about Insert Coin. Plus, there is a discount code so you can save yourself 20% off a purchase. We don't earn off that, by the way, so you don't have to do it to support us. That is just a discount code for you guys to save a little bit of something if you want to look this fucking good. Shout out to Insert Coin for these clothes. So whilst we aren't paid to share that, these are hashtag gifted. We didn't pay for these. They hook us up because we stream on their channel, obviously. That's, you know. Anyway, welcome into the stream. As mentioned, and as you can see from the names on the screen, my name is Graham. This is Bib. We are Ice Cream Uploads, and in true Ice Creamy fashion, this is The Scoop, the UK's #1 video game podcast. If we do say so ourselves, we are bringing you your daily dose of news from the world of video games and beyond. We will give you our thoughts and our impressions on the biggest, the best, and the breaking stories from the world of video games. So if you are live with us right now on twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads, please do feel free to get involved. We go live each and every single weekday at 10 a.m.-ish.
It's after 10 today. We're taking this.
Yeah, it's within the 10. We're taking the 10 a.m.-ish. 100%. Absolutely. Although we do have to step back from the each and every single weekday a little bit this week because our studio is being upgraded. !upgrade in the chat if you want to see what that looks like and what we are putting into that studio. We should have a full reveal for you next week. There is a small chance that we could go live on Thursday from the studio. I'm not confirming. It's more likely that we won't, but I'm just saying there's a small chance, which means that we're pretty much on course to get us back into the studio next week so we can give you the big old look around. Nice. As in tomorrow, Thursday. Yes, as in tomorrow. Small chance, we're probably 20%, which is very small, but there's a chance. There's a chance. That's what I'm saying. Because it's looking class. Me and Bibby were sat in the studio yesterday later on as we were running through the stuff. Everything's starting to look crisp. Everything's working. We you don't really need to know the ins and outs, but we use vMix when we're in the studio. When we're at home like this, we use OBS. And for consistency, we've decided to try moving to OBS. vMix is a bigger professional tool. OBS is open source broadcasting software which can do shitloads, but vMix is meant for big broadcasts. We want to try use OBS for consistency. But we'll see. Anyway, long story short, that's taken a lot of time for plugging everything in, and it's all looking good. So nice. Anyway, as mentioned, it's important that if you're in the chat, you please, over the next hour or so, do feel free to get involved. Tell your friends. Go to Twitter, retweet the tweet. If you're on Instagram, do you not share our video to your story? If you're on Hover, hit one of those big old GG likes on all of the posts, because it's not just about the stream. We turn the live stream into a podcast, a video on YouTube, and an audio podcast that goes on iTunes and Spotify and SoundCloud and Google Play. So there is lots of places where over 130,000 people have watched and listened to this podcast on demand. So please do feel free to get involved however you want to over the next hour on behalf of all those beautiful people Nice. Do sit still, grab yourself a drink while I tell you a couple of things. First of all, exclamation mark insert coin. It's already been put in the chat. We will be live on Insert Coin's channel this afternoon. So none of this waiting around until Bibby's back home from work so we can watch him play some FIFA or some Skyrim or some WWE or whatever. None of this waiting for Graham to finish up on a Wednesday so we can see him go chasing crates with Lotus. No, we will play games today, in the day, from 2 till 5 p.m. over on the official Insert Coin channel on Twitch. Twitch.tv/official Insert Coin. You can see us there. We will be playing games. And you can also bag yourself some merch, by the way, by just typing exclamation mark giveaway. You'll see a tweet where you can interact. We are giving away 2 pieces of Insert Coin merch on Twitter. Go check that out. As well as that, that's not the only giveaway that we do. Exclamation mark loot drop will give you the link, give you all the details, and let you know that subscribers win prizes, or wonders anyway. One person bags a prize every month, and this month, well, next month, will be no different. We're actually closing in on it now. Is it just like a week on Monday will be the next loot drop? The first Monday of every month, we give one prize to one person that subscribes to the channel. Be that someone that's paid for their own sub, someone that's had a gifted sub, someone that's using a free Twitch Prime, whatever. Everyone that is a sub on that Monday when we do the draw will be in with a chance of winning a prize. If you want to know what that is, then do follow us across all social media and we'll announce it soon. Nice. How we doing, babe?
Yes, fantastic, Graham. As I said, up early this morning, went outside to go and get the bins that I didn't get in last night, having a little walk down the, because we've got a walk outside my house. You can't park outside it, you have to do it on the garages at the side. So it was a nice little walk down, shorts and t-shirt, flip-flops on. Just bringing in the morning sun, Graham. It's very rare that I get this opportunity. So being able to bring the bins in a day after I should have brought them in, it was nice. It was nice walking down there this morning. It puts you in a good mood. Like, and a lot of people might not get up as early as I do when I go to work. Getting up at like 5 o'clock and then setting off for 6 or whatever. It's usually dark, and it has been dark. But now, over like the last 2 or 3 weeks, it's actually been bright when I've left the house. It just puts you in a much better mood than it would do during winter when it's pissing it down. It's completely dark outside. The motorways don't even have lights on anymore. So it's miserable, but waking up and it's nice outside, it just puts you in a good mood for the day.
You get them right. A little bit of vitamin D. Oh, yes.
Oh, aye.
Oh,
yes.
yes.
Need more than that.
To tell you what else you might need, some boiled eggs. Which leads me...
Seal.
Or Ron Seal, yeah. I was going to say boiled eggs because that's what Deglan's said in the chat. Lads, I'm boiling eggs whilst watching. What is the best kind of eggs? I think you're in the wrong Twitch channel for that, Deglan. It's West077 if you want to talk about eggs. West is your man for eggs. Just don't mention any beans or ketchup with them because eggs and tomatoes for him shouldn't be together, which is his major fault as a person that we can't get past. But, you know, we try to accommodate him in life, despite that major personality flaw. But yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. Okay, let me jump back up through, see who is here. What's that?
Boiled or scrambled for me.
Whichever one's on my fork. Thank you. Or sandwich, whatever. Bit of bread, job's good, nice. Lotus says breakfast. Oh no, he says Brexit, nice. Welcome in, Lotus. JMK was in nice and early as well. Feck Brexit, it just made everything cost more for me to buy. Touche. And then he drops in with a live before 11 a.m. Wow. Tito says, good morning, gents. Bloody hell, it is morning and nearly 10 a.m.-ish. Lake says, Graham has to be away. No other reason for this early. it's because it's a busy old day. We have this stream, then you guys don't get to see all of the fun that we have from changing all of this stuff into the insert coin stuff. It's quite easy to change the look of things, but then you have to mess around with stream keys, make sure your audio stuff still works and you do stream profiles. So we have to do all of that stuff after the scoop, but that stream starts at 2, which is less than 2 hours after we finish this one, plus we need to eat as well. So yeah, it's a busy old day today, so that's the reason why we've basically I've just said everything that I'm working on. Yeah, I'm not responding to any of your emails today. I'll get back to you tomorrow. Nice. Timeless, good morning, says Holly Molly. Do you mean Molly Holly? Or do you mean Holy Moly? This is proper, like 10 a.m.-ish. Hacks, I know that's what it is. Twitch, Cronus for 10 a.m.-ish streams. Bibby, you need to go out and get some sun. I didn't say anything, only wrote it. Kappa, touche, Lake, touche. You always look beautiful to me, Bibby. You do too, Graham. Oh, I get a 2. Great, nice. Baby looks beautiful, and I do as well. Great. I see how it is. Oh, timeless. Oh, cheers, mate. Love you. Before I get it in the neck. It's all right. You got it in the neck already. I was an afterthought. I understand. 197k until the rejection. Just a reminder that anyone that is watching this program on YouTube or listen to it on the podcast services, if you do get involved while we do the stream, you can earn yourself channel points, which are called sprinkles. You can spend those channel points on doing things like applying to be a mod on the channel and then get instantly rejected, as we will do instantly with Timeless and Lotus, obviously, because you don't want those wielding swords of power, right? But also, you can, if you stick around for long enough, you can get yourself a free subscription for a month to the channel, which will give you access to all of our subscriber emotes. Well, for that tier 1 anyway. The suspense is killing me about the studio. I mean, it's literally the exact same thing. It doesn't look any different, doesn't sound any different. It's just not worth it. So we did it about 6 days ago, but we're trying to figure out ways to make it seem like it's going to be okay. So that's the only reason we've not done anything from the studio, because it's like, oh no.
Yeah. Now, you see a big green screen behind us and we just end up in different locations every week, then that's the reason why.
Now, hopefully everything works perfectly. Hopefully you like the look of it. Hopefully it gives us the opportunity to give you better visuals, crisper sound, and all of the jazz that you'd expect. So the same sort of content, but just a bit better. I mean, we always strive to hit a high bar with our content anyway. So if we can push that up a little bit further, it's worth it for us. It's worth it. And
I've just had an idea.
Oh, shoes for pigeons.
No.
Oh, no, okay.
Better than that.
Oh, okay, go on.
So even if we can't do the scoop tomorrow afternoon, I think we should do a test stream, but label it as something else maybe, just to make sure that when we do eventually go live next time, it's not, here's a scoop, no sound. I'll be very surprised if there is no sound, because we have got so much more of a stacked audio availability in that studio. If there's no audio, I'm going to be fucking fuming somewhere down the line.
No, it's where we go live and it's like, welcome in to twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads. My name is Graham Day. How you doing?
None of the mics are working, apart from the microphone that's on the Logitech camera at the back of the room.
And then it's like, okay, let's just flick to the news story now then. So welcome into... Oh, shit, that's the wrong camera. Oh, no, goddamn. So, yeah.
Goddamn.
Show us the TV, you bastard, Graham. Soon. Tis bad soon. Love getting up super early and watching the sun come up. It's one of the best things. Ow, bit my lip. One of the best things in life. It is. Especially when you're like away. Like some sort of coastal place where you've got a bit of water, rocky outcroppy stuff. Oof, yes, please. Yes, please. Anyway, that's enough of the chat. Even though we do like to speak to you people, and we will have the entire day of chat. Remember, there is 3 streams. This stream, the Insert Coin stream, and the PUBG stream with Lotus, the Triggermeister, later on. We have plenty of time to chat, but for now, let's talk about video game news. What are you chuckling at?
Just that's how low. That's how far behind the stream preview is. I've just seen your face come right up to the screen. I've got the chat on the left-hand screen, so I'm looking at this one with the news on. It just caught me off guard.
I've just killed my cam for you as well, so you have to live just off of that now in the past.
That's what it looked like. Train guy, fucking quality.
Gordon, or whatever he was called.
Thank you, Gordon. Yeah. Thank you, Gordon.
I'm going to do that. That's what we're going to do. The first stream we'll have the Elgato face cam as an actual face cam. Let's click live to the face cam. Hello, thank you, Gordon. Anyway, we aren't here to talk about Gordon and trains and super up close face cams. We are here to talk about video games, and today's lead story is. As Ghostbusters is back, there is a new asymmetric multiplayer game called Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed, and it's had its first reveal trailer. We will go through that as our headline story of the day. Then we'll jump into an article shared in the Discord by, I believe, Timeless. I could be wrong, so do feel free to correct me if I am wrong. But Ryan Dinsdale has an article at IGN that says EA Sports PGA Tour has been delayed until 2023. Bogey is the tagline / subject line on that one. Nice. Next up, CD Projekt is not planning on making a new Witcher game. Well, it is, but it's not planning on making it exclusive to one specific storefront. That is following an announcement the other day that they are working very, very closely with Epic Games. So it will not be exclusive to the Epic Games Store, apparently. Elsewhere, Diego Maradona has been suspended from FIFA 2022 due to a third-party legal dispute. We'll go through that one. And then, if we have time, we will jump into the story that was pushed back from Monday's stream, which covers the fact that there are no plans to scale back development on Babylon's Fall, despite it not being quite up to scratch. So we'll go through those stories. Good morning, Next Gen Base. How are we doing? Francis Bourgeois-style GoPros for the scoop confirmed. Exactly. Thanks, Gordon. Yeah, that was me instantly thought of Bibby when I saw that PGA game story. We'll jump into that one in just a second, Timeless. But for now, Bibby.
Yes?
Who are you going to call?
Me nan.
Okay, his nan. Okay, in the meantime, let's call... Didn't expect that one. But nice. Cheers, mate. Next one, Sean Murray at The Gamer has this article, says Asymmetric multiplayer... Yes, Bill Murray.
Right, okay. Sean Murray is his brother. Okay,
yeah,
he's got the inside scoop.
It's his nan, actually. It's his nan. Your nan. There we go. Asymmetric multiplayer Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed gets its first reveal trailer. I ain't afraid of no ghost. This article published yesterday says, it seems that the rumours were true. IllFonic was indeed working on a Ghostbusters game. I do believe we covered that in the past. I could be wrong. We don't always cover every bit of news because sometimes there's lots of it and sometimes we just can't fit it all in. But the same developers that brought you Friday the 13th and Predator Hunting Grounds, which was a game that we actually streamed on Insert Coin, by the way, have once again taken their asymmetric shooter formula and applied it to a beloved movie franchise to bring you Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed. In Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed, you play as either a member of the Ghostbusters or as a mischievous ghost. As a Ghostbuster, you'll get your mission orders from Winston Zeddemore, voiced by Ernie Hudson, of course, who seems to have taken the reins at Ghostbusters Inc. He'll outfit you with your own proton pack, particle thrower, and ghost trap to head to locations around New York to capture and contain pesky ghosts. Dan Aykroyd, let me hit play on this one. Mute. There we go. Audio's gone. DMCA. Dan Aykroyd will also reprise his role as Ray Stantz as the owner of Ray's Occult Books. There, you'll be able to learn more about ghosts thanks to Tobin's Spirit Guide, an ancient tome that's appeared in every Ghostbusters film. The objective of the Ghostbusters is to work together to find the ghost using a PKE meter and then tether it with the particle thrower. One Ghostbuster will then have to place the ghost trap to capture the ghost. And as the ghost, your objective is to avoid the Ghostbusters while completing haunting objectives, which include scaring the populace, sliming locations, and summoning minions. Evading the Ghostbusters isn't easy, but the power of flight and teleportation between rift locations can make things a little easier. Both sides, I'll try to stop and keep the video in for as long as possible. Both sides can upgrade their equipment or ghost abilities, and there are multiple different ghosts with multiple abilities. Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed is a multiplayer game at its core, but you can play solo offline if you prefer to fill in the rest of your team with AI teammates. Because we all know that works flawlessly all the time. Great. Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed is scheduled to arrive Q4 22 on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series X and S, and PC via the Epic Games Store. And don't worry about which platform you choose. The game will arrive with full crossplay between all of them. Nice.
Nice.
Okay then. Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed. We know IllFonic. For those of you that might know... Oh, I'll stop for a second.
19 months doesn't get me a sword of power.
19 months doesn't get you a sword of power. It does not, Gagad. It does not. No. We can't be bought. Don't ask Nietzsche about that, by the way. We absolutely can't be bought. No. But maybe. You've been around for 19 months now, Gagad. Surely you've got... Oh, no, but you've been spending your sprinkles as you've been going, though, haven't you? So you've been shelling out. So, yeah, I was going to say you've got to be close because you were here all the way through lockdown, through all like football streams and golf streams and everything. So you've got to have had a good chunk of sprinkles, but you've been spending them. So yeah. He-Man. Those that knows, and that was for who you're going to call. Okay, there you go. I was just thought, thanks, cheers, mate. It's the PlayStation. Ow, bit my cheek again. Fuck! It's the PlayStation shirt from Insert Coin. I've got one of those things. You know, when you bite your cheek and it swells, and then you just keep biting the fucker because it's like your body's reaction to you've bitten your cheek whilst eating. Do you know what? How can we stop this from happening? Make it swell so it sticks out even further, so you bite it all the time. So yeah, I bit my cheek when I was. A little bit inebriated on the weekend, and I just keep fucking biting it all the time. David!
Who you gonna call?
Who you gonna call? I think we've not established it's Bibby's nan, right? That's who we're calling. Who you gonna call? Bibby's nan. Your nan.
That's right.
Thank you for the 14-month sub and the 19-month sub. Woo! A hype train is very close. If anyone does want to sub to the channel, do it in the next 3 minutes or something, and you'll get yourself hype train stuff. I don't actually know what you get. You get like hype train emotes or something like that. I don't know. Feel free to not do that as well, because sub and whatever at your own pace. It's okay. Okay then, never mind. Yeah, you can call Bibby's nan if you want. She's lovely, apparently. So yeah, there you go.
She is lovely. She'll definitely offer you a cup of Earl Grey and maybe a cake as well if she's feeling generous.
Bits in it. Oh, bits in it. Timeless throwing down 100 bits. Hey, and there we go. Hype train initiated. Enjoy your lovely hype train emotes. I don't know what you get from it. I'm not quite 100. Oh, is that another 100 bits as well? It is. Timeless with and another 100 bits. Did you press it?
Wild.
Did you press it? And another 100 bits. Okay, that's 400 bits now. Timeless, have you pressed that too many times by accident? 500 bits. What? Okay. Wow. Okay. That's got to be like well past the yeah. You look at it. The hype train bars just disappearing. Bits in it. God damn! Thank you very much, Timeless. Appreciate that. Thank you for the 500 bitties.
Hero.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. For anyone that doesn't know, we are upgrading our studio at the moment, and that is where all of that sort of money goes. It goes back into the upgrade. So we've been doing this for years. So that's the reason why I've been able to save up and buy a big upgrade, which will hopefully future-proof our studio, give us wireless mics, allow us to do all sorts of extra content on the go and stuff. So if you ever wonder, what do you do with all the bits that you get? That's what we do. So those 500 bits, that's Ice Cream Uploads version 3 pot that's gone into. So thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. Yeah, hype train to start off a big old day of content. Thank you very much. Appreciate it, genuinely. Anyway, back in the room. We know who we're going to call. It's Timeless with 500 bits, and Bibby's nan and David and Gagad with their 19 and 14 month subs, 14 and 19 respectively. Bib. Yes. Ilphonic have made video game movie crossovers previously. We've had Friday the 13th, which was bogey as fuck, but underneath, and when polished a bit, a decent game. Then we had Predator Hunting Grounds, which similar sort of situation, not as buggy, but not flawless on the landing, but then they did recover, and they had a great game that was really fun. Particularly because we got it for free through PS Plus, which makes it even better. Do you think that formula can be applied to the Ghostbusters universe? And do you think Ilphonic have the skills to hit their landing this time? What are your thoughts?
I do. I think the Ghostbusters game as a 4v1 would work extremely well. I mean, obviously, it will be the same characters. The benefit of something like Dead by Daylight is they have 1,000,001 different. They are like what Fortnite is in terms of they are the Funko Pops of horror. Like anything horror. I mean, it doesn't even necessarily have to be a horror with the characters that have come in. They've obviously done stuff with Silent Hill, done stuff with Resident Evil, which obviously are horror. But I'm just using them as examples. Like there isn't that many characters that haven't been in Dead by Daylight or a map or something of that ilk. Whereas Ghostbusters, I think you are kind of limited to as you what you can have within the game. You're obviously going to have the 4 Ghostbusters and then different ghosts to potentially battle. Like I don't know where the novelty might wear off. Like Friday the 13th, well, for what I've heard about it, again, not playing it, it was a fantastic game, but does it have the legs compared to something like Dead by Daylight. I don't think it does, and the reason for that is I don't think it doesn't have as many characters for you to be able to try and keep things fresh. And I think that's the trouble with this. I did see a tweet last night from Chris Scullion saying that they need to stop making licensed games in this format. And to a small degree, I can agree with him because they do seem to be. There's just so many of them on the market now. If I can just dig out his tweet again, he mentioned Friday the 13th,
I've got
Predator.
it here. I'll put it on screen for you as well while you go through it. Go on. Continue.
It was Friday the 13th, Predator, Dead by Daylight, Evil Dead, and now Ghostbusters is another 4v1 game using fantastic licenses that are now pretty much the same game with different characters, which is fine because everyone wants a slice of that pie. Dead by Daylight is, out of those, I believe, to be the best of them all. Again, for reasons that I've just explained, because they can keep it fresh with the new characters and maps. I mean, they seem to be bringing one out at least once every 2 months, which is pretty good for a video game to have that much content. Like the roadmap for Dead by Daylight has been fantastic for the 4 years I think it's been out. May even be a bit longer than that. So, do I think this will fail? No, I think it'll do pretty well out the gate. Do I think it'll be as active as it might be out the gate in a year's time? Maybe not, but that all depends on what they can keep on including within the game. Like, it'll be fun. Like, Predator was fun, but did it stay the course? Not really, no.
Nah, I agree. I'm just going to stop for just a second and shout out Timeless once more because he's just gifted a sub as well to Mac Beta 1. Mac, enjoy access to all of those emotes. We appreciate you very much. And Timeless, thank you very much. That actually pushes us really, really close to our sub goal of 100 subs, which is a stupid amount of subs. I mean, obviously, lots of channels have more. Lots of channels have a lot less, which is what we are aware of. He is inevitable. Oh no, that's a nade! Move away! Thank you very much, Thomas. Appreciate it. So we are on 93 out of 100, which is ridiculous. Like I say, that isn't. We don't take out of that pot. So those 100 subs every month we get anywhere near that gives us a little bit in the kitty, which pays for loot drops and pays for ICU hats and pays for the studio. So we appreciate that. Thank you very much. So yeah, Scully's tweet talks about Friday the 13th, Predator, Evil Dead, Ghostbusters now, Dead by Daylight. Let me play the horror franchises I love solo. All of them, Ghostbusters aside, end with a single person versus the monster. I don't want to fucking team up with anyone. But Ghostbusters still lets you play solo, but you are teaming up. You're just teaming up with AI. And as we've seen, AI characters are not the greatest in video games. Back 4 Blood, anyone? PUBG, anyone? Video games across the entire spectrum, anyone? So, yeah, I'm a big fan of these franchises. Friday the 13th, Predator, Evil Dead, Ghostbusters, and the slashers that have been featured in Dead by Daylight. So many of them, so cool. But yeah, I do agree with that sort of sentiment. That said, jumping back into this one, it does look good. It does look good. I mean, I'm a Ghostbusters fan. If it wouldn't have been effort, I would have gone and got my Ghostbusters Halloween costume out of the cupboard and sat here with my Ghostbusters jumpsuit on. But it was too much effort, so I wasn't going to do it. So I'm a Ghostbusters fan, but not that much that I can go dig it out first thing. Big fan, yes, absolutely. Open to playing a little bit of this. I do agree that because of the genre, I think the genre fits for that. Hey, let's jump in and play and then move on. It's one of those fire and forget sort of play styles. And you might bring us the best franchises. And if it's not costing them too much to do, then there's no harm, no foul. Just put a Friday the 13th skin on. Just put a Ghostbusters skin on. Just put whatever the next 80s/90s film crossover skin on. Yeah, that's fine. We'll run that, and we'll get some money out of it. It'll be short term. We'll have a big explosion, and then we'll move ahead. So
it would be a shame something like Ghostbusters, though, because Ghostbusters is massive. Like, out of those franchises that they've made these games out of, take away Dead by Daylight, because obviously that's not based off of. I don't think it is. It's not based off of a film, is it? Dead by Daylight wasn't a film or anything, was it?
I don't think so. I think Dead by Daylight was just a scary game that then licensed scary IP within that franchise.
Yeah.
So it's basically just a vehicle for delivering other IP.
Yeah, so arguably, And I mean, this is entirely up to anybody else. It's entirely your opinion. But for me, my own personal opinion, Ghostbusters, out of those licenses that I've mentioned, Friday the 13th, Predator, and Evil Dead, Ghostbusters is the biggest one out of those, in my opinion. So
I think you might be right. I mean, Friday the 13th. Yeah,
that's only because they made 40 billion films of Friday the 13th. Do you know what I mean?
Same thing with the Predator, though. Like Friday the 13th's had multiple different revisits. They've had crossovers, like breaking out into other things. They've appeared in Mortal Kombat games and stuff like that. And the same thing with Predator's been all over the place as well, been in Fortnite. They've had Aliens versus Predator films and so on. I do think, though, because Ghostbusters is more family, you're probably right in the fact that it just gets more eyes on it. Predator and Friday the 13th are 18 plus, so that's it. That instantly locks out the family vibe. Anything that is family has the potential to be bigger because everyone can get involved. So you are probably right. I would say that they are similar sort of IPs, though, in that sort of sense. So Ghostbusters coming along and being used and then forgotten, whilst that would be a shame, I just kind of feel like if this game is good and then it's forgotten, then that's better than we've had for a long, long time with Ghostbusters video games. I mean, I was going to mention this earlier. Did you play the 360 game that then got remastered on PlayStation 4 and Nintendo Switch? No,
because that was a banger of a game. That was a fantastic Ghostbusters game.
What was it called?
I think it was just called Ghostbusters, wasn't it? Ghostbusters,
the video game.
That's it. Yeah. That was an amazing game. Like, I'm not even just picking it up because it was a Ghostbusters game, but as far as I can remember, it was voice acted and everything in it. It was just.
Is that
the
one
game?
That because I know I see next year based in the chat, so I'm going to say this with my chest. I know Greg James is in the game. He was in one previously. Is that the one that he was in previously as well? Because he's in this Ghostbusters game, and I know he's in another one. I remember that. Like, I wanted to play that and just never did. I never did. It looked fucking amazing anyway. But it was better than any of the other Ghostbusters stuff that we've had before. There has been a lot of shit. It's not a 10 out of 10 game. It's a great Ghostbusters video game, but it's not a 10 out of 10 game, which is kind of like, if this gives us another hit of that, then in the Ghostbusters universe, it's that kind of IP that's so big that they will just plaster it on stuff because, you know, it will grant a level of success, even though it's shit underneath. And I hope that if we get, like, I mean, I've just looked at Ghostbusters video game Metacritic is at 79%, so nearly an 8 out of 10. If we get an 8 out of 10 on this, I'd be happy with that, because even though it might come and then go and disappear, which is a little bit of a shame for the Ghostbusters brand, there's been a lot of shit that comes and goes. So if we get something good that comes and goes, then I'll take that. Don't give me something crap that comes and goes, because the Ghostbusters brand deserves so much better than that. Ghostbusters on Commodore 64 hype. I mean,
I've just Amazoned it, and I've just found a version of it. It just says Ghostbusters. It's a game made by Activision. I don't ever remember seeing this one. It looks like it's like 7 or 8 different Ghostbusters games in one. Which is a bit bizarre. It's not the one that I was looking at, so I don't know where this one's from. The other one's made by Atari.
Like it was picked up and dropped by so many different brands. Like, it was like didn't Activision have it, and then did they pick it up from Atari, and then they let it go? And see if I can find the developers of this one. Who is this one? Oh no, that one was Atari. Oh, maybe it was the other way around. Anyway, it's been picked up and dropped because Ghostbusters is massive and everyone loves it. But then the films are getting old, and then we get a few flopped games, and then people go, actually, we don't want to renew our license to make your games, and someone else has a go, and that's kind of where we have been. I want someone that commits to it. So if Ilphonic are going to do this and do this justice, even if it gets forgotten because of the genre of game, I'm happy enough with that. Because I played Predator Hunting Grounds. I bought the Arnold Schwarzenegger skin because I was going to play a lot more of it, and then just never did. but I enjoyed the game enough to want to invest in cosmetics. And if I get that sort of vibe from Ghostbusters, I'd be happy enough with that, because Ghostbusters not quite often, too often, has below par experiences. There are some high notes, but across a very, very checkered sort of history. So yeah, solid game. Give me an 8 out of 10. I will be happy. Push it beyond that, and I will be ecstatic.
Yeah, IMDb for the video game, give it an 8.5. I know IMDb isn't always the best way to judge video games, but I wanted to find out when it came out, because I got this on release and it was 2009.
16th of
Fucking
June.
hell.
Yeah. So
wow. I was
Metacritic
18, man.
has it as 79 with a user score of 8.5. So it's about 7 to an 8 to somewhere out there. So if you can get me up to a 9, then do you know what, you've smashed the shit out of it. But do you know what, give me a good 7.5 to 8 experience, then I'll take that. The thing is, it often drops way below that. The key thing then for me then is moving away from Ghostbusters and just into Ilphonic then, is Ilphonic have had 2 bites at this cherry and not fucked it up, but not hit it out the park. The Friday the 13th game was a meme for a long, long time because of how broken it was. To the point where it was one of those games that it was early ice cream days. We were talking about we play the Friday the 13th game, and it's like, no, let's just not. And then it was gone. Then I think we own it. I think it might have been on PS Plus, and we have it free or something. And I've still never played it. And then Predator Hunting Grounds was gonna jump in, and then it was broken, and then eventually did jump in because they fixed it. Do we feel that they can land it this time? I mean, you kind of have to, right?
4v1 though. It's the 4v1, and I don't know if that's going to appeal to everybody. That's the difficulty. The reasons why this this video game from 2009 was fantastic was because it was an original story by. I'm fairly certain Dan Aykroyd wrote it. Again, I'm going back here. This is 13 years ago. I'm fairly certain Dan Aykroyd wrote it, especially for the video game. But this is a 4v1. The outcome will be different every single time, depending on who you're playing with and stuff like that. And these asymmetric games are very, I don't want to say niche, because they are hugely popular, but they only appeal to a small demographic compared to what this original game is. There is no comparison between them. I know you wasn't comparing. I'm just saying, if you put them side by side, there is no comparison. All it is the Ghostbusters name on the front of it. So if I was to compare them both, one is much better than the other for what I would like from a Ghostbusters video game. I would much rather have another original story with the same characters again. But with this asymmetric one, I don't think it'll do as well in sales. And I also don't think it will have the longevity. There's a reason this game was remastered and brought out again on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. It's because it was so good back then. They just made it better and made it prettier.
The thing then, though, is they were selling a story, whereas this, there is a story to it, but in a multiplayer, it's not. You have to have a really compelling story for the story to shine through. More often than not, a story is a mechanism for you to play with your mates. So multiplayer stuff doesn't last that long. So that one got remastered because you are buying into a story in the Ghostbusters universe. This tries to do that because they've got. I imagine Dan Aykroyd's in it because Ray Stantz is in it. They've got Winston in it as well. Winston Zeddemore in it. So I may have heard. I want to say Bill Murray is in this, or is confirmed to be in this, but I might just be mixing up with what Next Gen Base is saying in there. Bill Murray was in the last game. Maybe he's in this one. I don't know. But I hope there's enough of that. So they're talking about this being a game that you can play on your own without the need of mates, and you can do it with AI. If that gives you enough of a story, then maybe this makes it last a little bit longer. But they need to make sure that there's no weird bugs, no weird glitches. If it's going to be cross-play out of the gate, that needs to work. There's none of this it's kind of working but not working, but you can't have parties together. There was all sorts of that sort of stuff when Predator came out. You couldn't join games with your mates. Some people couldn't ever be the Predator, or you kept jumping in with your mates, but then getting splitting off and other people into different lobbies and none of that stuff. I know, okay, a day of that, maybe, but we need to know that stuff is fixed within hours so that people can just go in and enjoy it, because that 4-player asymmetric vibe doesn't have the cut through yet. Maybe never, but right now people go, okay. But if people hear that, okay, and then it's broken, it's like, yeah, okay, yeah, that's it. I'm not bothered. It's gone. I'll move on. Whereas if everyone sees it, oh, this is fun. Oh, we're all having fun, and it works. Super easy. And you've got it on PC, but I've got it on my Xbox Series S. Oh, okay, we can play together. Oh, baby's got it on his PS5. Nice. We'll all jump in together. Yeah. That's what you want. Nice. Fully functional. Ghostbusters fun. All platforms from the off. Yes, please.
I can see this being part of games with Gold or PlayStation Plus within 9 to 12 months.
Yeah, I agree.
Easily.
I mean, we've got double previous with Ilphonic. Both of their last movie crossovers, they've... I don't want to use the word exhausted because that sounds like a bit negative, but I'll just stick with it anyway. They've exhausted their payment option of getting players in. They've put it out. People have done what they've needed to do. They've added some expansions. They've put their cosmetic stuff on top of that. And then 9 months later, when nobody is interested, they then give it a revival by putting it on PS Plus so that people can then jump in and go for it over again, which then, at that point, you get rid of all of your revenue potential from sales and you put all the focus on the internal revenues of buying the Arnold Schwarzenegger like I did kind of thing. So yeah, I agree. So I wouldn't say don't buy it. I would say buy it if you want to play it. If you want to play it at its peak, then you'll need to buy it, but you probably will be able to play it later on down the line if history does repeat itself. Okay, let's jump back to the comments. I thought you meant it's top down like point and click, but now I realise that's isometric, not asymmetric. There you go. Yes. Nice. I think I need to taste Earl Grey sometime. Never have. Just get yourself a flat white. It's better. The trailer needs to make up its mind because Winston looks like he's from the Ghostbusters Afterlife, yet the rest look like they're from the original film. Maybe there's time things. I don't know. I haven't actually watched the trailer myself, to be honest. I have, but I've watched it muted or in segments, so I've not watched it in its entirety, so I will go and watch that. Dead by Daylight has only been going 4 years, judging by the graphics. I thought it's been going since the 1990s. Spoken by a guy with no mates. I don't know if Tito's talking about himself or he's talking about you or me there. So we'll just assume Tito's talking about himself, because it's all right, Tito.
Probably.
You've probably got friends somewhere.
You got a friend in me.
You got a friend in me. Dead by Daylight is 6 years old in June.
Wow.
Fuck. Is it that long?
I didn't think it was that old.
To be fair,
Wow.
it's had like 10,000 different movie IPs done. So I suppose spreading them out 6 months apart, that kind of makes sense. Didn't realise though. Yeah.
It's a long time, ain't it?
One thing I'm going to ask actually, is anyone else watching with headphones on? When Bibby speaks, do you get his audio like stereo? Like his 1 minute he's like in your left ear and then the other one is in the right? Because I keep getting like his audio going from one side to the other. I was checking my wires on Monday because it was happening then. If anyone else gets that, let me know. If no one else is listening with headphones, so you've not got stereo, then you probably won't be able to tell, so it doesn't matter. Asynchronous multiplayer is such a good concept, but so many games have utterly fucked it with the implementation. Yep. If it's the one I'm thinking of, it was going to be the Ghostbusters 3 movie. It is. I believe that is the one. So it was going to be a movie, and then it ended up turning it into a game. Yeah. Ghostbusters on Commodore 64 Hyper. Played a lot of Ghostbusters on my friend's Commodore 64. I never had it on my own. But you played it though, that's the main thing. Ghostbusters the video game is the one I'm thinking of. It was based on the working script of the mid-90s third sequel, but was dropped because Bill Murray refused to be in it. Tito says, the big problem with these games is try getting 4 adults online together at the same time. It's a nightmare trying to get together with mates for me at times. Or maybe they just don't like me. I mean, Tito, we're always online. And you don't jump in with us, so maybe you're the problem. So...
I mean, that's what the Discord's there for. If people need friends to play with, then... I mean, it's always the same guys that are in the chat anyway, so we all know each other. It shouldn't be... If you need someone to be able to play games with, then we should be able to help each other out.
Yeah. Exactly. We do have voice channels as well for anyone that does have Discord and wants to play with other people and don't want to do the whole kerfuffle of like adding people and doing directs. You could just jump into voice channels. Go into one of the channels, ask if anyone's looking for games, jump into a voice channel. Job's good and nice. Exclamation mark Discord.
7,000 of them as well.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Actual game theme one at the bottom, towards the bottom.
Which I did think we should probably whittle that down to just be like voice channel 1, 2, 3, 4 or whatever. but yeah, maybe that's something for a different time. Telltale Games needs to release a Ghostbusters adventure game like they did with Back to the Future. Do you know what? I own that game. Never played it. It's another one.
Oh, mate.
The Xbox 360 one. I got it on my Xbox 360 and just never played it. Never got round to playing it. I think it was actually my Xbox died. Timeless with another gifty. Settle down, love. Settle down, mate. Thank you very much for gifting Bowser. Bowser, enjoy your new emotes. Welcome in, dude. How we doing? A little birdie tells me that you were playing Fortnite. I may have updated and installed Fortnite on both of my PS5s yesterday. Just saying. Time for Kylo Ren to come out, and I don't mean this one here. I mean, you know, the
big dog.
Yeah. The Supreme Leader. Where did we get to? We are only allowed to listen with one ear, and I have not lost Bibby once. I'm listening with headphones. I haven't noticed the shifting, which then makes me think it's a wavelengthy thing for the voice channel, because I don't get it on anything else, just Bib, and it's not super apparent. It's just like, I don't think my mic's set up as a stereo mic. Like, you can't tell if I'm off to the left and right, can you? But it's kind of like that. But anyway, it's not a major thing, and it doesn't happen all the time either. I'm listening with headphones. I haven't noticed the shifting. Yeah, it's got to be me then. I'm not good enough to hang with big dogs like Nietzsche and Lotus. Yeah, that's true. Moving ahead. No, I'm joking. Yeah, damn. Speaking of Lotus, the Triggermeister has dropped a lurk in the chat. See that? Getting his sprinkles. Yeah, he wants to get super close to that 300k limit so he could just have them thrown away. No.
Can we do it live on stream?
Yeah, live rejection
fantastic.
stream. That's it. Bum. Deny.
Oh, yes.
Thanks for the gifty ice cream uploads. Oh, you're welcome. I will take all of the credit for Timeless's generosity. We did it. Fuck, he was playing Fortnite. Give me back the gifty, lol. I played it through twice. Heck of a good play. I was, only because I'm not playing PUBG solos. It's shy. I play PUBG solo fairly often, actually. Although last night, I just couldn't face it. So I went in and I thought, I want to do my 30 minutes or whatever it is towards the event points at the moment. So I just jumped into casuals, and my God, some people full on playing it like you are watching comp. 4 people, AR, DMR, sat across, like there's a crossroads just below 7 towards the top of the map. And they were all sat in different buildings across this crossroads where the circle was going in. I'm like, this is casuals. Besides you guys, there is only 8 other players. The rest of it is bots. What the fuck? I'm there running around with a shotgun and a Tommy gun or something like that, going, on my own. Settle down, love. Settle down. So yeah, I do agree. PUBG solos, I don't mind it. I do. It's definitely better. See, duos is where it's at for me. I like duos because squads, you often don't get enough loot, and there's trying to make sure everyone's together. Whereas duos, you've only got to look out for your other person. Duos is the one for me. But yeah, duos, squads, solos, definitely in that order. Why are you thanking ice cream? It was meant to be you, but a time I said it didn't come back. People sweating in bush. Exactly. The fact you can actually pick up a bush and walk around in Fortnite makes me laugh. Can you still do that? That was a thing for a short period of time, wasn't it? The picking up a bush. I don't think you could do that anymore. I think that was like super early days. But you know, I mean, GG's to Fortnite though, because not only did they make that a thing, but they made it an emote to use on Twitch. So there you go. Nice. Have one of those. Okay, moving ahead. Asymmetric multiplayer Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed gets its first reveal trailer. We have looked through it in the article. We can share it if you want to see it. If not, don't worry, it's fine. You can find it yourself. Elsewhere, though, we are going to jump into our next story. And we're going to jump into a couple of EA stories back to back. 2 very different EA stories back to back. The first one, if you're interested in golf, will appeal to you. This one is by Ryan Dinsdale at IGN. And it says EA Sports PGA Tour has been delayed to spring 2023. Bogey. So EA has announced that its next-gen golf game, EA Sports PGA Tour, has been delayed to next year. First revealed in March 2021, EA revealed in November that the game's release date was being pushed back, although it didn't say for how long. Originally scheduled to release in early 2022, which is where we are now, EA Sports PGA Tour's official Twitter page revealed that it will now be coming in spring 2023, which puts it back an entire year. No reasons for the delay were given, not in the latest announcement or back in November, and EA has otherwise gone quiet since the initial reveal. The game promises a recreation of the world's top courses, allowing players to build their own virtual careers and compete against famous golfers like Bibby. Oh, no, it doesn't say that. Sorry, babe. Sorry, I thought it did. I mean, that's what I would have assumed would have followed, but it doesn't actually say that. Anyway, this won't include Tiger Woods or Bibby, however, who instead signed a multi-year deal with rival franchise PGA Tour 2K. Oh no, sorry, it didn't say Bibby there either. It's not talking about you and Tiger Woods together. Why? I mean, I absolutely thought that's what it would do. But anyway, Woods was the headliner of EA Golf's franchise for years before it switched to Rory McIlroy for its 2015 title, meaning the new game will end an 8-year hiatus when it launches next year. In our 5 out of 10 review of the 2015 release, IGN said Rory McIlroy PGA Tour is a disappointing golf game that just barely manages to make the cuts. So after 8 years in the wilderness, the game potentially is back next year, though not 7 years in the wilderness as it was meant to be 8. The game has now been delayed until spring 2023. You have been critical of EA golf games in the past, whilst also keeping an open mind, saying, do you know what? PGA from 2K has turned it around, has become an exceptional game. Do you feel EA could do the same? What do you feel about the delay? Does that push them back too far? Does that give 2K a big run at golf in the meantime? What are your thoughts?
Well, just to be 100% clear on this, 2K has only been able to come into the fold because of what the golf club did and HB Studios in the past. The golf club has had 3 games before it, Golf Club 1, 2 and 2019. 2K came in and bought HB Studios IP and brought their staff with them to create PGA 2K21. I just had to look at the box there. By the way, this is something that we got gifted 2 years ago.
Let's go to the big bib screen so we can see.
Yeah, so we I know we don't usually say this that often, but 60,000 people was watching me play the new PGA Tour game.
I mean, babe, stop being so egotistical. It's not like we were the #1 most viewed channel on Twitch for PGA 2K21 out of everyone in the world on launch day when most people watched it. It's not like that was. Oh, well, that's exactly what the case was. Sorry, babe, you were saying.
I know. I was just being a bit modest, Graham, but thank you. But I know my golf, so for people who were coming in who wanted to get an idea of the game and what the game consisted of and how well it played and stuff like that, I thought I was probably the best person out of who 2K wanted to be able to stream. Apart from the Apex Hound, I think he's probably the only person that would have been able to compete because he is a golf god. He's way better than I am in every single way. But it was a very, very good game. It still is a very, very, very good golf game. But let's be honest, 2K ended up buying something that was already fantastic and just put their label on it, use their experience in creating sports video games to create a Goliath of a golf game. The reason I'm saying this is because EA fell off when it came to golf. Like, I think it was Tiger Woods 2013. That might have been the Masters edition, and then it went to Rory McIlroy. There was a lot of problems with Tiger Woods back then, which is obviously why he wasn't featured on the front cover anymore. There was licensing issues as well. I think his head went altogether. Like, his personal life is definitely well documented in the news. So those of you that can remember that far back anyway. So Rory McIlroy taking the mantle. He was literally just the poster boy. I don't think he had that much to do with it. But unfortunately, it was a disaster of a golf game. I don't think it was very good. It didn't review very well. I bought the game and took it back 3 days later because it just didn't have... I think it had maybe 5 courses when it went live, which is ridiculous for a golf game considering you're trying to have a career mode and it doesn't have any features to the game. And that is where it kind of left and left being stagnated for the last 8 years. So they have a lot of ground to be able to cover up because the Tiger Woods games, when it came to golf, I mean, there was pretty much the only golf game that was out there that wasn't a gimmicky like Guitar Hero, but with a golf club on the PlayStation 2 and stuff like that. There wasn't that much competition. It was the best of the best. It was the creme de la creme of golf games, but there wasn't that much competition for them to make it better.
Yeah, in a kitchen full of overcooked cream that's a bit sour, then it was the best one. It's like, it's the only one it's best of a bad bunch, I suppose. I mean, the key thing to notice as well is that was the last game that you played before PGA Tour 2K21, or PGA 2K21, was Rory McIlroy. which
No.
was was it?
No.
So which one was it before that then? Was it?
So
Oh no, it was the one that
the
the
golf.
HB studio. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
But all of those were all below par. No pun intended, because none of those came with a 19-month subscription from Gagad. Which is what PGA 2K21 came with us. He said in the chat, it's got a lot to answer for, that golf game. It does. That's what brought Gagad into the stream 19 months ago, and he's not been able to leave ever since.
But yeah, I mean, if you're comparing both of the games, then EA is starting from the beginning again. Their foundations are still so wet and not set. It's unbelievable. Like, they've got a lot to be able to try and compete against. The best thing about PGA, for instance, is obviously like the PGC tours, where people are creating their own online environments. They're having online leaderboards. They're creating golf courses, fictional ones, for people to be able to play on and have that kind of PGA Tour experience. And that's something that didn't really get done with the Tiger Woods games or the Royal McIlroy one. That's the thing that let it down the most. Like, this has so much replayability because you're not just playing on the 19 licensed courses or however many there is in the game. You're playing on thousands of golf courses all over the world, whether or not you were playing in the middle of a forest, whether or not you were playing on a links course next to the sea and things like that. It's apples and oranges, Graham, and that's the biggest thing that I think EA needs to try and overcome, because it's not just the noisy neighbours next door, it's the people who are leading and paving the way for golf games going forward. So it's, as much as I know EA will be able to do something, this game has been delayed for a reason, and I think that's it. I think they're literally peering over the fence and going, do you know what they've got going on over there, we can't put this out because it will die on release again.
I agree. That's what I was going to go for next. I was going to say, so EA have experience making golf games. EA have experience licensing golf games. EA have experience marketing golf games. So in all of that sort of stuff, putting something out that's fully licensed and marketed to the tits is going to be, okay, we can do sports marketing like no other. But Tito's comment, this is not necessarily the angle that I was going for, is could be NBA Live bad? Could be, nope, what have EA done good in sports? I mean, they do good in sports when they have competition. They don't always hit it, but EA has had some good stuff over the years, and it's usually when they've got something to compete against. And it's usually a case of they start off in a bad place and push themselves forward, either through the power of good game content or through the power of good game marketing and licensing, and either overtake the competition on the pitch, on the field, on the court, on the course, whatever, or they do it in the mindset, in the mental populace. They will take care of the mind space by going, okay, we've got all the licenses, the players, the courses, the branding, and so on. We win. So that's not particularly great for a user, but EA are successful. And they know how to be successful, but you can't have that marketing mindset, popular level of success with licensing and branding alone. You need to have some substance. And I full on believe that this is a case of, okay, we've done golf. We know golf. We're great at golf. And then someone sat down and gone, you do realize that I'll use the word engine for simplicity, our engine, our whole package is shit. So yes, we've got all these super digitally scanned courses that we spoke about in November last year, but the game's shit. And golfers know the game is shit. And you can tell that because people play. I mean, I'm not a golfer. I'm talking what I saw in Bibby's front page streams when we played PGA on launch day. People coming in going, do you know what? This actually feels like a game of golf. Obviously, it's a game, but it feels like you're making the same sort of thoughts and decisions that you would in a game of golf. And you're seeing that, and EA have probably sat there and gone, oh, so we can't just put out what we've... Oh, okay, yeah. And then they've sat there and gone, yeah, we're not going to be able to make an entire game from November till May because that's early 2022 that they said they was going to come out. Yeah, no, we need at least another year. And okay, fuck it, 2023. Let's just push it back, fuck it, because we're not going to get out of there. So I full on believe that's what they've done. They've seen it and gone, no amount of bells and whistles can do when you've got 2K doing what they're doing with NBA, delivering a great sports game and then allowing that to market itself. Yeah, you might market from the top down, but if you've not got the good product, then they're not going to do it. So
I mean, what EA have going for them is that they are branded as the Masters, so they are playing at Augusta, which is one thing that PGA 2K don't have. Now, people have tried to make Augusta, and you can play there, but it's called something completely different. So it's they have got it's
Is
like
it called like
football games.
September, not Augusta?
No, I'm sure it's not called Firehorn. It might be called Firehorn or something like that. I can't remember.
Let's.
There's loads of different random names. There's literally a Google sheet of all the licensed ones that people have made, but had to call them completely different. So yeah, if you just Google it, you'll be able to find it.
See, that's why communities are just fucking wonderful, wonderful things.
They have been shut down, but people just keep on re-uploading it and changing the name. So, boom. So again, that's another thing that PGA 2K have going for them. They have got a community behind them that will spend more time creating stuff, like the PES community. They spend more time creating the mods than they do actually playing the game. But that's what if you have a good community behind you, they'll keep on propelling you all the way up. Exactly what we have for the ICU community. You guys keep on coming back, keep on communicating with us, keep on wanting us to go live, and that's why we keep on doing it. But that's the same with any video game. You have people that back you to the hill, and then when push comes to shove, you end up having a good game, and people keep on wanting to support it. If you don't have that, it dies on release, and that's unfortunately what happened with EA Sports Rory McIlroy.
And then that's when your community doesn't spend their time accentuating their product, they spend their time fixing your product. So the next 12 months you don't have your game pushed on to the next level. It's your game's dragged up to almost the level it should be at, because your community modders are going, okay, here's a gameplay tweak, here's a patch, this will add in new golf swings, new golf courses, that it will get rid of this new mechanism that they've put in that they thought was going to be great, but it's actually a bit tedious and shit and stuff like that. So yeah. NBA 2K is the best in NBA games at the moment, says Bowser. Undoubtedly, it's been phenomenal since 2014, and that's just talking about visuals, let alone how good the game is in terms of. And I'm not a basketball player, so I tried to play NBA 2K 14 and was shit. I have the latest NBA. I installed it, played like maybe 30 seconds. I was like, I don't know how to tackle. I think I tried football mindset.
We streamed it.
Yeah,
we streamed it so many times, and I still can't get me in. What I need, Graham, is a hockey game, because I used to be really, really, really good at hockey games, but I haven't played one in the longest time.
Well, that's a good point for me to jump onto the next comment, where Lake says EA made a hell of a good hockey games in the 90s up until 2004, and FIFA 98 Road to World Cup is one of the best footies ever. So EA can make good games. Obviously, those are old school, but a lot of people that don't play FIFA as their main game will have had a lot of fun with FIFA over the last few years. People that jump in and play a little bit, maybe just some clubs on a weekend or whatever, and jump off again, will have had shitloads of fun. FIFA 2009, a lot of people will clamour as that's been one of the best FIFAs ever. Obviously, that's quite a while ago, but they do have high moments. The issue for us is we are super close to it. For those that don't know, we work with Konami on eFootball / Pro Evolution Soccer series. So we, being Ice Cream Uploads, aka Jelly Media, are very close to football gaming communities. So when I say we, that's what I'm talking about, football gaming communities. We are very close to football video games. So we are very critical of football video games. But the populace, i.e. the masses, will love FIFA. We are in the top 10% that love it, play all the time, and then it's fucking. But we've got to the point where we understand what the game breaking bits are. Be that an over the top through ball that's overpowered. Be that the La Croqueta or the fucking El Tornado or whatever. Yeah,
corners, breakaways, and stuff like that. Is because we play the game so much, we can see before anybody else what the gameplay and bugs that are. Like you'll get it more often than not. The game will come out and everyone loves it. Then after about a month or so, because people have been playing 8 hours a day, we'll start to see the patterns of it starting to break and fall down. And that's the same with a lot of sports games. It's unfortunate, but because we play them so often, it's not like a single player game where you play the single player campaign and then you're kind of done with it. Sports games you carry on playing because there's always something to be able to go back to, and that's what you start to see. Unfortunately, the cracks start to happen.
Just going to stop for a second and say thank you very much to Drew once again for the solo biddy. Thank you for the itty bitty titty. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, Drew. Thank you very much.
Wait, does that love art turn into a dick?
It's absolutely a dick and not a unicorn. Definitely,
It looks
definitely
like
a dick. Anyway, I remember he was putting his balls in another woman's hole, so his missus tried teeing off with his head and his car. Oh, was that Tiger Woods?
Yeah.
I didn't really. I didn't follow golf, and I wasn't really into the whole Tiger Woods celebrity vibe. It was not that I was against it; I just wasn't into it, so I didn't really know. I know there was some infidelity stuff, and I didn't care. FIFA is getting progressively worse. All their development is aimed at foot, and that whilst I would agree in that sort of sense, is not necessarily is a contrary opinion to the masses. Really, the masses want more foot. Because they jump in, they open a few packs, they play a few games, and they turn it off again until Thursday next week or whatever, and jump in. So some people love that stuff. Clearly, they're making tons of money from it. Me, not so much. Give me a career mode. Get me and Bibby in a Master League. Jobs are good, and yeah. Anyway, let's move ahead. Sticking with EA Sports, though, and talking about football, it's just a good jumping off point so we can jump back in again. Diego Maradona has been suspended from FIFA 22. Chris Scullion at VGC has this article. A third-party legal dispute has forced EA to remove the legendary player from the game. So Diego Maradona, one of the greatest footballers of all time, has been, quote, suspended from FIFA 22 following a legal dispute. In a message that appears when players start the game, EA states, due to a third-party legal dispute, we must suspend Diego Maradona from appearing in FIFA Ultimate Team Packs, Ultimate Draft, and the Soccer Aid World 11 team. As such, Diego Maradona icon items will no longer be made available in packs, SBCs, and FUT Draft, and their price range has been fixed until further notice. We share our fans' disappointment and hope to bring one of football's greatest icons back in the game at some point in the future. The issue appears to stem from a debate over who owns Maradona's likeness rights, with an Argentinian court deciding last year that EA had potentially negotiated with the wrong party and that it had to remove Maradona from the game until it could be determined who it should have dealt with. According to a legal report on Argentinian news website Infobay on November 2021, the court found that EA had signed a commercial agreement with Stefano Cecchi, the player's former manager. I don't know if that's how it's pronounced, but I'm going with it. However, the court came to the conclusion that Cecchi had no legal authority to make such deals and wasn't able to prove that he did. The debate around who owns the right to Maradona's image continues to be mired in controversy. Maradona's lawyer, Matthias Mahler, claims that Maradona had granted the rights to the Diego Armando Maradona brand to his company, Satvika, before his death. In March 2021, Satvika was banned from using Maradona's brands following a complaint filed by two of Maradona's daughters. The ban was overturned later that year, but Maradona's daughters and Mahler continue to wage bitter war over who owns the player's rights. In the November 2021 court case, Judge Marcelo Gota said it was appropriate to grant the precautionary measure aimed at preventing the use of the brand in alleged infringement of trademark rights. He ruled that EA should take, quote, the precautionary measure requested to immediately cease the use of the trademarks indicated by any means that are being carried out until it could be determined who actually owns Maradona's rights. Shit my pants. Timeless, thank you very much for yet another gifted sub. This time to Tezbad. Tezbad, enjoy those emotes. Timeless, thank you very much for the fifth gifted sub in the channel. You absolute machine. That takes only 5 away from the sub goal of 100 as well. Thank you very much, dude. Appreciate that. Finishing this off, though, it's appropriate to adopt the required measure until the rights of each of the parties in the proceedings are clarified in order to prevent the infringement of any intellectual property right where there is a probability that any delay would cause irreparable damage to the holders of the rights, he stated. Until the situation is resolved when it comes to FIFA 22, Maradona will have to continue sitting on the bench. Nice way to tie up there, Mr. Scullion. Nice. Okay, FIFA, Maradona, legal dispute. Thoughts?
It's the age-old licensing dispute, innit, Graham? It will go on for the end of time. If you're licensing somebody or something, then there is always going to be hiccups, especially when that person is no longer here and you are trying to license a famous historical person. It's probably the polite way of putting it. So yeah, it's always going to be difficult because everyone will want a slice of his estate, whether or not they are a close relative or someone who was a former agent who was looking after him at the time. Like, everyone will want money out of them because he obviously is not here himself. I mean, this happened in PES a couple of years ago as well. Like Maradona seems to be a problem. It's just there's that many people clearly to be able to deal with. That I mean, negotiating with the wrong people, that's probably down to someone not doing the research or something like that, or they started and then someone goes, actually, I was looking after that at the time, so you should be speaking to me and not with that person. So therefore, you can pay that person what they're worth, and then come over to me, and then we'll start talking a little bit more as well. When you're one of the greatest footballers of any generation,
Cheers, mate. Thanks.
you're gonna be hot in demand. So yeah, it's difficult, but he'll be back in the game soon.
Yeah,
He'll be back.
absolutely. I mean, he had. He talking about his image, by the way. He had issue. There was image. I'll start it again, just to be clear, because I don't want to get it wrong about someone that's no longer with us, because it just sounds a bit disrespectful. There was issues using Maradona's rights when he was alive, so now he, as an individual, is not there to. Because who is going to argue with Diego Maradona in Argentina? Let's be fair. Even if he'd signed something, who is going to argue with Diego Maradona? He is like fucking God. So like. When he was there, there was someone that was ultimately the casting vote. Nah, this is what it is. This is what it is, and that's boom. And there was problems when he was there. So take away someone that can cast the decisions like he can, and naturally it's going to get a bit messier. But when you've got legal representatives, companies, and family all trying to wrestle ownership of the branding rights, it's going to be a difficult situation. The easiest thing that sorts those out, though, is money, because that is what creates this entire situation. It's all about getting paid. Someone wants to get paid. Not necessarily maliciously. Sometimes it can be. Oh, what the fuck? Timeless is gifting 5.
Jesus.
What an absolute hero. Thank you very much, Timeless. That takes you up to 10 gifted in the channel, and we hit the sub goal of 100 as well. This is the first time since last year that we've been back up to 100 subs, so massively appreciate that. Anyone that did get a gifted sub from Timeless, nice. If you're here, do feel free to thank him for his generosity. Appreciate that very, very much.
Hero.
What a guy. Thank you. Appreciate it. Genuinely, he's massive, huge. But stop now. That's too much. Settle down. Okay, step away. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Speaking about that, just on time, one thing that sorts that situation out, though, is money. Timeless, that wasn't a cue for you to throw down 5, but we appreciate it nonetheless. If EA or some other party comes in and goes, okay, we just want to settle this dispute because you're costing us money on our stuff, we've got all sorts of marketing stuff planned over the next few years using Maradona, or next few months using Maradona, fix it. Do you know what? To fix it, we will just pay you and you and you if you all agree what it is. We'll pay you all a settlement fee. So, Mr. Lawyer Dude, who think you own the rights and that we negotiated, you keep a bit of what you've got, but pass the majority of it over to the brand, and then the family, we will compensate you. That's stuff like that is probably what's going to sort it. Let's just grease every wheel, line every pocket. You all agree where it should be signed on the line, and then we can move ahead. Nice. I imagine something like that will be what fixes it. That said, that's a very simple way of doing it. When people are digging their heels in, either because they want more paydays or because it's simply their family members, it could get messy. So I think it would be fixed pretty quickly, but there is potential that it just rumbles on. Hopefully it doesn't, because it'd be a shame to have Diego Armando Maradona, one of the best footballers the world has and will ever see, not represented in video games, because it's a travesty for him to not be there. Time is money. Damn right. Maradona is getting messier.
Breaking news, Graham.
Oh, we've got breaking news.
And this isn't good for us.
Interesting.
So we did the PlayStation Plus is down, and do you want to know why? Because the system update fucked it up today. So the whole world and the PlayStation Plus is down at this moment in time.
So our stream at 2:00 playing a game on the PlayStation is not gonna is possibly off.
Potentially. I mean, Chris, I've just seen Chris Scullion tweet it. It's trending, and he's just tweeted it. PlayStation fucked in general, innit? And then link to the article. Shall we cover this one quickly?
Yeah. Do you know what? We're gonna pause because we're an hour and 20 minutes in. We're going to pause the other two articles, so we're probably not going to cover the fact that, let me quickly say, Babylon's Fall, there's no plans to scale up the development back on Babylon's Fall. This is a different news article. I'm just going to scale over. I'll put it on screen briefly. Oh, fuck, I've just fucked up my OBS. Fuck's sake. I'll put it on screen briefly for you. This is written by Vikki at Eurogamer. There are no plans to scale back development on Babylon's Fall. We will continue to provide new content and make improvements based on player feedback. So there are no plans to scale back, despite its less than stellar launch earlier this month. Not only did the Square Enix and Platinum Games collaboration launch to mediocre reviews, it struggled to attract much interest from players too. Just after 2 weeks after launch, Square launched a survey in a bid to help bring everyone an even better game experience. And now the team is keen for you to know that despite the issues, the content coming up until Season 2 is practically complete and work on Season 3 is underway already. So if you're interested in Babylon's Fall, they are still working on it. It could be saved, but it's not been looking good. Hopefully it does look a little bit better. I'm just going to have that as the coverage for that article because we pushed it forward from earlier in the week. I don't want to keep pushing it even more because it's already 4 days old, so we'll ditch that one. We do also have another article on CD Projekt which can be a bit of a meatier one, so we'll save that one for the weekend. And then this one that Bibby has just found is the next one that we're going to jump into. This is the one that's linked in the chat. It's written by Jordan Midler at VGC. It's breaking news, just come out within the last half an hour, and it says PS5 Online is reportedly down following today's system update. Users report not being able to play online games since downloading Wednesday's firmware updates. Yay! There have been widespread reports that PlayStation users are currently unable to play games online following Wednesday's firmware update. Since the console patches went live, hundreds of social media users report being unable to play PS4 and PS5 games such as Destiny, FIFA, and The Elder Scrolls Online. VGC's testing has so far suggested that GT7, Wreckfest, Street Fighter 5, and Grand Theft Auto Online are also currently experiencing issues. The website Down Detector, which user reporting track online status of major networks, is also showing hundreds of reports that PlayStation, FIFA, Grand Theft Auto Online, Call of Duty, and Battlefield are experiencing issues. Many users report their console not acknowledging an active PlayStation Plus subscription. I did actually see someone talking about that earlier on today, actually, to be fair, and just completely ignored it because I thought, oh, great, nice. Someone's just having an issue. Sony has yet to comment on the issue. While some users report that restarting the PS5 fixes the issues, others have claimed this did not work. VGC's testing also showed that restarting the PS5 did not fix the issue. At the time of writing, PlayStation Support Twitter account at AskPlayStation has yet to respond to the issue despite plenty of messages from users. Players are still reportedly able to access online menus of some games, such as FIFA 22, which implies that the service is still working. However, when they attempt to play an online match, something that requires PlayStation Plus, the error occurs. The new PS5 and PS4 updates, which launched today, introduced new voice command features for UK and US players, as well as variable refresh rates, which will be coming going forward. I know that because I read that article, because NGB shared it earlier on. Nice. So, what's not nice, though, is PlayStation has shit the bed.
I mean, this might not... do you need PlayStation Plus to be able to play PUBG because it's a free-to-play game?
I don't think so, but I'm not going to say that with my chest because I know that situation has been kind of fluid over the last couple of years, and it like with Xbox needing it and then unneeding it and stuff. So PUBG might be fine.
Fortnite is then. Because you don't need PS Plus for that. That's a fact.
PUBG PC, let's go. No. Yeah, so there you go. So it's 2 PUBG streams today then. I mean, that was the plan anyway. There was supposed to be 2 PUBG streams. We were supposed to jump off this, then jump onto PUBG on Official Insert Coin, and then jump off Official Insert Coin. And this evening, myself and the Triggermeister are back on PUBG. But if PlayStation Plus is down, and if PUBG still has to run through that system, I don't know. You do not need an Xbox Live or PlayStation Plus subscription to play PUBG. Yeah, it's just whether they piggyback off of any of their networks. So whether that works or not. So like FIFA, obviously you do need the PS Plus to play it, but I don't know whether that is linked intrinsically to the multiplayer elements of these games either. Because pass. So we will have to test. We'll jump off, we'll do some PUBG testing, and then we'll see. If not, then we'll look at what the plan is for today, because it might be a case of we just sit it out and PlayStation go, oh shit, boop, press a button and then wait 20 minutes for it to propagate around the world, or it might be a case of we jump in somewhere else. So we will see. Do you have an Xbox G? I have an Xbox Series S. No, 1S. 1S. Yeah, not a Series. I have a 1S, which is my Twitch console, which is downstairs, which has Fortnite installed. I also have PUBG for it. So there you go. It's just, I'm not playing on a 1S. Fuck that shit. Exclamation mark Game Pass. Did you know that if you have an Xbox, you can get Game Pass where for a low monthly fee of £10.99, you can get access to hundreds of games, including day one releases, and even EA, Ubisoft, and Activision Blizzard games. Plus, you can even get the first 3 months for £1. I did not know that, Tito. Thank you for sharing that in chat by typing exclamation mark Game Pass. Nice. Get an Xbox, says Bowser. I've got one. It's just old. Thanks for the sub, says Tears Bad. I was no longer interested at all. People still playing Battlefield? Wow. Underwhelming game. Yeah, so just didn't bother with it in the end after everyone else's feedback, like Timeless and so on. Nope, no thank you for me. You do not need an Xbox. Oh, I've done that one already. That's it. Do you know what? We are up to date. We are going to stop there. Thank you, everyone that has been in the stream for the best part of an hour and 20 minutes-ish. We appreciate you for being around. For the second stream of the week, we usually would be 3 streams in, but we are not doing Tuesday and Thursday this week. There is a small chance we could be doing Thursday, but just take it as off, and then if we do pop up, then jump in and see all the unscheduled fun times from the new studio. If not, you can just wait to see it next week. Giving you a little bit of a recap of what we've spoken about today. We spoke about the new Ghostbusters game, PGA Tour game from EA being delayed, Diego Maradona being removed from FIFA 22, and then more recently, the PS5 system update has balked PS Plus and multiplayer. So if you need to get online, yeah, you're not going to because fuck that shit. We will see how our stream for the rest of the day pans out following that. It's great. It's not like we've got 2 streams planned on using the PlayStation multiplayer system or anything after this. Nice. 2 streams across 2 different channels. Speaking of which, if you want to see us play some PUBG today, fingers crossed,
Hopefully.
then it won't be on this channel. We will be back tonight, but the stream today will be on Insert Coin. So the shirt that I'm wearing is from Insert Coin. The long sleeve t-shirt that Bibby's wearing is from Insert Coin. The best gaming merchandise in the world, bar none. Well, it's on par with ours, obviously, the baseball caps and stuff. But you can join us on their Twitch channel, which is there, twitch.tv/official Insert Coin. Obviously, you can use our code to save money on merch. We don't earn anything from that, so you don't have to do that to support us. That's just us trying to support you with discounts if you want to get involved. Do feel free to join us on that channel from 2 till 5, where we will hopefully be playing PUBG on our PS5s. If not, we'll be playing something else. Yay! Before we disappear, though, and before we come back with more games, Mr. Bibb, is there anything else that you'd like to add?
Yes, again, thank you very much to each and every one of you that have joined us for today's episode of The Scoop, that have joined us, that have donated to us, that have dropped bitties on us, that have subscribed and joined in the conversations. We very much appreciate it. But if you want to help shape the remaining show on Friday this week, then there's 2 ways to do so. First of all, find us on social media. It is at Ice Cream Uploads across all major social media platforms, or alternatively, get involved with our Discord. If you're watching this on any of our on-demand services, go into the description below. All the links that you require will be listed there for you, but all we need from you is a URL plus your thoughts and impressions. We will then give you our thoughts and impressions on the very next show, which will be at what time on Friday, Mr. Graham?
Just like today, that'll be at 10 a.m. Ish. Timeless says, I shot my load too early because he threw in his Stay Frosties. You shot your load a few times over this stream. You've had, 8 gifted subs, plus 500 bits. So you've already shot all of the loads. You're speaking about Hero, you're actually halfway, and this is no pressure, by the way. Please do not put any more bits. Do not do it. Not even whatever. Just, you're halfway towards that. I did look up earlier on because I couldn't remember what the bits tiers are. So we don't often talk about them, but we do have 3 bits tiers. For those that have done it at 1,000 bits, which is £10, so that's a lot of money, so don't bother. But then some people do like to throw around lots of money. So I was talking to, so I know I don't like talking about money, but I was talking to Nietzsche about this the other day, because Nietzsche threw down a shitload of gifted subs the other day. And I was like, you're a level 3 subscriber, a tier 3 subscriber or something like that. You've got, you're throwing down all these gifted sub stuff. If you're wanting to throw down and support the channel, then there are like 1k, 5k, and 10k bits, which are huge amounts of money donations. So yeah, also keep in mind that sort of stuff. We don't ever want you specifically to go and throw bits down. But if you're looking to support the channel and you want to get something back for it, then keep that in mind as well, because there are those milestones. You will unlock special emotes just for you. I know it's only a emote and it's not super important. Just saying, if you are wanting something back whilst you throw down, we do appreciate people that do gifted subs because other people get something back. But if you want something for yourself, keep that in mind as well. Just saying. Trying to make sure that if you are throwing down, you get something for it, essentially. So yeah, we appreciate anyone that does throw down. You don't have to. Absolutely don't have to. This stream has already been wonderful. I'll leave it there. I don't want to talk about money because it's all about the content and it's all about you guys. So forget the subs. All it is support, and we massively appreciate it. So thank you very much. That's it from us, though. We will see you in a couple of hours less than on twitch.tv/official insert coin and then back here this evening. Until then, though, have yourself a beautiful day and stay frosty.
Stay frosty.